everyone, my name is Serena, and today I'm going to be talking about the social media network known as Twitter. I, of course, am also going to be talking about Ryan Gould's 5 media literacies of the 21st century, which include attention, collaboration, participation, network awareness, and critical consumption. First, a little bit about Twitter. Twitter is an online news and social networking service on which users post and interact with messages known as tweets. Thank you, Wikipedia. It's also most commonly known as the birthplace of the hashtag #MeToo movement, the hashtag Black Lives Matter movement, as well as the home for Donald Trump to talk about his announcements. In short, it is a platform designed for any industry and any users, including myself. First up is attention. According to Ryan Gould, attention is a fundamental building block for how individuals think, how humans create tools, and teach each other how to use those tools. It's how groups socialize and how people transform civilizations. And it also relates to our ability to multitask, as defined by Linda Stone as attention splitting. Twitter provides a great example of this literacy. Scrolling through our Twitter newsfeed can be incredibly passive engagement, meaning it provides a very easy window for attention splitting. We could be scrolling, reading our newsfeed, getting caught up on current events, latest sports, newest Donald Trump tweets, all while eating breakfast, watching a movie, while in lecture. The bottom line is attention depends on what is happening in our own external and internal worlds at the very moment. And Twitter, as a new media, has a very sneaky and passive tendency to sneak into those worlds. Next up, we're going to be looking at participation. According to Ryan Gould's 21st literacies, participation is when you become an active citizen rather than a simple passive consumer of what is sold to you, what is taught to you, and what your government wants you to believe. In the context of Twitter, this is seen by replying, retweeting, or commenting on posts on your newsfeed, as opposed to just simply watching posts go by, i.e. you're not just reading up on the topics happening around the world. On Twitter, you're actually participating in them. Next up is my personal favorite, collaboration, or hashtag collab. Ryan Gould notes that the use of technologies and techniques of attention and participation allow people to work together collaboratively in ways that were too difficult or expensive to attempt before the advent of social media, or in this case, Twitter. The hashtag #MeToo movement and the hashtag Black Lives Matter movement are incredible examples of this collaboration, especially in the context of Twitter. Both were a result of extreme collaboration techniques used through attention and participation on the platform of a social media. Next up is network awareness. Network awareness is essentially what allows us to connect with others from across the globe. As Ryan Gould notes, the technical networks amplify and extend the fundamental human capability of forming social networks. With Twitter, this is seen by our ability to connect in an instant to someone from across the globe. It's also seen, for example, someone in South America to know exactly the thought of Donald Trump within milliseconds of him tweeting it. Twitter is amplifying this human capability of not only connecting with someone, but actually forming social networks. The inherent idea of hashtags is another example of network awareness. It's an outlet for people to come together and a reason for them to talk about a similar topic, even if they're maybe not even in the same domestic home. Last up, but certainly not least, is critical consumption. Critical consumption is essentially the literacy of filtration. Using Twitter, one has to ask, do I pay attention to this? Do I click through? Do I open a tab and check it out later today? Do I bookmark it because I might be interested in the future? These are all things that reproduce critical consumption, meaning we decide what we want to consume. And in doing so, we relate this literacy back to our very first literacy, attention. We have to learn to sample the flow on, for example, our newsfeed. And in doing this, it involves knowing how to focus our attention. So there you have it. Today I've talked about not 1, not 2, but 5 media literacies that Twitter attends to, because that's how much of a new media powerhouse it is. I hope today I've taught you a little bit about what Twitter is about, how it's used, and how we can understand it in the context of new media technology, especially contributing to Ryan Gould's 21st century literacies. And with that, I wanted to wish you all a fantastic day and happy tweeting.